Meanwhile, hundreds of migrants have again tried to cross the border from Belarus, according to police officials or Polish officials today, despite signs of an easing of the crisis after migrants left a makeshift encampment. Border guards said there were 2 attempted crossings on what is the eastern border of the European Union and NATO, one involving 500 migrants, some of whom threw rocks and tear gas canisters. The border guards said they had detained 45 migrants. Belarusian state news agency Belta said 2,000 migrants who had been camped out in freezing conditions on the border spent the night in a nearby warehouse after clearing out of their camp. Belta published photos and videos of the migrants lying on mats in the facility and wrote that for several it was their first warm night. Meanwhile, hundreds of Iraqis who had failed to cross into the EU from Belarus returned home on Thursday on the first repatriation flight organized by Baghdad. An Iraqi Airways plane brought 431 people home. The West accuses Belarus of artificially creating a migrant crisis by bringing in would-be migrants and taking them to the border with a promise of an easy crossing into the EU. Belarus has denied this and urged the EU to take them in. The EU and US this week announced fresh sanctions on the Belarusian regime, which has crushed political opposition and independent media since a disputed presidential election last year. The EU and foreign ministers of the G7 global powers called on Alexander Lukashenko's regime to cease immediately its aggressive and exploitative campaign.